Hello and welcome back. And in this video, we're going to be looking at another example of alignment guide. So let me show you what we're going to be building. So we're going to be building this tab kind of navigation thing. So basically, it's there's this pedal that actually follows when user taps on somewhere. So I'm actually tapping around, and as you can see, it's actually following. So and it's actually also adapting the width of this menu item that's been selected. So this is what we're going to be building today. So hope you're ready. Let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so all right, so first thing we're going to do is we will create our view modifier, and we're going to call this one underline view modifier. Okay, and let's create a binding. For active index, then we're going to create our body, and this is going to be a group. So we're going to say if active index is equal to the index, then we're going to say content dot background. We're going to get the hold of geometry reader, and so we're gonna take advantage of preference, and preference key is something that we're gonna actually create. So we're gonna create our own custom preference key. So let's go ahead and create width preference key. So width preference key, and we're gonna give it a default value of CG float of 0, and gonna create a reduce function, and this is simply going to be value is equal to next value, and let's give it a type alias. Value is equal to CG float. Okay, so with this preference key created, we can actually go ahead and use this. So we're gonna say width preference key dot self for value is geo dot size dot width. Okay, and dot alignment guide. So we're going to create a new alignment guide that's actually going to be underline leading value that's going to provide. So let's go ahead and create an underline. Why this is associated type alias, there you go. Okay, perfect. Extension horizontal alignment private enum underline leading alignment ID, and then we're going to create a static function. Default value is going to be coming from the context, so return context dot leading. Okay, so it's going to be leading from the current dimension, and the dimension object that's being passed to us, and we're going to simply say underline leading is equal to horizontal alignment underline leading dot self. Okay, so that is going to be our underline leading alignment that we're going to use. So we're going to simply say underline leading, and for the dimension that's being passed, we're going to simply say d here, and return d dot leading. Okay, then on tap, so we're gonna supply on tap if active index is equal to self dot active index. So we're gonna basically, whenever user taps on it, we're gonna change the active index to the currently selected item, and that's on tap. And on preference change, we're gonna say um, on preference change width preference key dot self comma perform. So we're gonna perform self dot width storage, and from the width storage we're gonna get width storage, we're gonna apply whatever is being supplied as the first element for this closure, this perform closure. Okay, so this is what we get. We get a value out of the preference key for the perform escaping trailing closure for the preference key. So that's what we are actually assigning, and then we are going to, this is our if, so we're gonna say else. Else is gonna have content dot on tap gesture self dot active index is equal to self dot index, and then we're gonna supply on preference change on this one as well, on preference change. Okay, and we do need perform, but we need to supply our with preference key dot self as well, and perform. And this time we are going to say self dot with storage, same thing, self dot index is equal to the value that we are getting. Okay, all right. Okay, so that's actually our underline view modifier. We have our preference keys and everything. So now the real work is to basically use it. So we're going to create a couple of state variables. So state private for active index, and state private var width. So we can actually keep the width for in an array. Initially all the widths are going to be 0, and then we're simply going to have a vstack. Now vstack's alignment is going to be underline. We don't need any of these, so we can actually simply remove them. And now we're going to create a edge stack with text home dot modifier underline view modifier, and this is going to have active index. All right, there we go, active index, and index is going to be 0, and reference key for this one is $W. Okay, so basically the width element is what we're going to supply. Initially it's going to be 0. Okay, now let's go ahead and put a spacer here. Okay, and we're gonna simply copy this, and I'm gonna paste it one more time, and this time the index is going to be 1, and remaining everything else is going to be same. About us, and same. Next item is going to be media. Index is 2. Then last but not the least, company info, and this is going to be 3. Okay, and now we're gonna put some frame and stuff. So frame height 20, padding horizontal 10, gonna create a rectangle that's gonna basically be representing this rectangle line. So I'm gonna say frame for the rectangle is gonna have width, and width is going to be whichever is the active index is. So from the width array that we have here. Okay, and then height, so you can have height 3, that animation, and we can have linear animation, or you can have like ease in and out. Okay, with that, let's go ahead and run this, and we should have our menu created here. There we go. And right, so yeah, so as I said, I just need to put one more spacer here to move everything up, and let's go ahead and rerun this, and we should have our menu item created. There we go. So that is our example for basically using another alignment guide and combination of alignment guide and view modifier and preference keys to basically achieve this really cool effect. Okay, so yeah, so this is it for this video, and thanks again for watching. I will see you guys in next video. Thank you.